Hey guys, what's my line?
Hey guys, my name is Griffin Rush. I'm training online at the Moto Academy.
He's fired. Hey,
Yep.
We just finished class. How'd it go?
It was pretty
Rate
good.
it 1 to 10.
I'm gonna say like an 8.
Just an 8 and an equal.
0.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
Okay, he had a rookie score there for a second. 8.5, I'll take it. He came up to me after class and said, hey, what do you think about this step down? And I said, let's save it. I'll teach you how to do it in a one-on-one environment. Because why not? Okay, so it's a step down. How long is it?
Probably 60 feet. I'm not really good at math.
You know, here at the Moto Academy, we don't get measurements correct, but I'm gonna say 60 feet. The hard part with this is you got a long straightaway before. So I find that it's actually hard to time. The good news is you can land in the plateau, anywhere in the plateau, and just inch your way closer and closer and closer. Okay, so, and I'm gonna do the progression steps that I guess you kind of could too. I'll probably go halfway or 3/4 the first time I do it. Second time I'll just probably jump it. Okay. Is this safe, this bike?
Yes.
Okay, it's got gas in it?
Yes.
Okay, have you checked the spokes lately?
Yes.
Dad? Yeah. Have we lubed the chain, tightened the chain lately? Yeah. Tire pressure? Okay, here goes nothing. Don't be afraid to count gears either. If I'm doing it, 2, 3. Wow, so that lip is less than what I remember. Okay. Did that lip get smaller?
I think so.
I feel like there's nothing to it. Okay, so I think it will be 4th gear. I could probably go to 5th, but. Okay guys, I'm completely freezing today, if you can't tell, but still means you have to have electrolytes in your water. And in this much, I'm going full pack. But try it if you haven't already. Try Element, has all the electrolytes that you would want: sodium, magnesium, potassium, and that is how you're going to retain the water when you're drinking it. Too many people I speak to just have straight up water, and then they wonder why they have headaches. They wonder why they're just peeing constantly and never feel actually hydrated. It's because you're not. You have to retain the water with those electrolytes, and Element is just a healthy version of that. No sugar, natural flavoring. Go to drinklmnt.com/AJCat330. We've got a bunch of people using the code lately, which is very cool. They support the channel, so support them. And today, what am I drinking? Raspberry salt. All the flavors are good if you use that code or that link, drinklmnt.com/AJCat330. You could try 8 of the flavors for free with your order. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so that was 5th gear, but the only reason I go to 5th is because I just like to kind of jump things lower RPM. 4th gear will clear it. All right. Sorry, I was still in 5th gear when I stopped. 4th gear will clear it, so that will kind of be more preference. Don't let the speed that I hit it with scare you, although you do have to hit it kind of fast. Yeah. But this is a jump absolutely where you want to go short rather than long. Yeah. And just build your way up to it. If you land front tire, you're good at landing front tire first. So if you come up short, front tire first, there's just no lift on that thing at all. There used to be.
All right. Yeah, like when I used to hit it, like, now I don't anymore since my injury. I've been very.
Wait, did you crash on that jump?
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not that that would have mattered, but.
I've just, ever since my injury, I've been timid about it.
Okay. Did you crash on a jump?
No, out of a corner.
Oh, okay.
It was break and bump. Sort of.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you noticed it, but I did get a downshift in the air. Don't have to worry about that the first time you jump it, but once you start doing it, that will be what you would do, right? Yeah. So if you were jumping in 5th, I would double downshift to 3rd for the inside. If you're jumping in 4th, single downshift to 3rd.
Yeah, when I used to jump it, I was doing like 4th.
And were you jumping on this bike?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm giving you way too much information if you jumped it already.
Okay. just gaining confidence back.
Just tell me to stop talking, Griff. Just tell me to shut up, huh? Okay, so 3 things.
One, I am gonna actually have you go to 5th gear.
Okay.
4th gear is kind of revved a little bit. So
All right.
go to 5th this time. If you need a little more run-in room to get there, do it. Second thing, unrelated to this jump, but you're wheeling through those rollers quite nicely, but you're doing it without a finger on the clutch,
Okay.
I think, right? Do you know?
Yeah, I think so.
Don't do that.
All right.
Always finger on the clutch when you're going through rollers. That's how you control where the front end ends up.
Okay.
I know that's off topic. When you do an eye up, jump a little further. You were landing like right here each time. That's not really telling you much.
Really? I thought I was like landing a little bit
No,
further.
unless were those two, like was attempt 3, like, okay, I know how fast to go, I'm gonna jump it now? Okay, that's fine too, but I would have just probably gone a little further for that setup.
Okay.
Just so you kind of know what it's gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 5th gear, jump it, tell me to stop talking. Holy cow, he went so far.
I'm not used to 5th gear like that.
He gave me a heart attack almost. Oh my God. What was the game plan supposed to be? Overshoot it or case it?
Kind of hit it, actually.
Well, the game plan, anytime you jump something, even if it's not the very first time, I mean, you haven't jumped that in a little while, right? So you gotta pretend it's the first time again. The game plan has to be to either case or overshoot.
Okay.
Had we talked about that yet?
Yes.
Okay. This jump, you don't wanna go that long on, if you can avoid it. You just handled that quite well, actually. Everything okay? Wrists,
My
ankles?
nuts are killing me a little bit.
You caught the cojones?
Yep.
Okay. Did that scare you?
Not really.
Oh, okay. No, you handled it actually very well. But
I'm just used to doing it in like 4th gear.
yeah, but that looked like it hurt. So you always just got to aim short. And if you were aiming short on that and that's where you ended up, that's not a good sign either. Right. You also waited forever to shift to 5th. You didn't shift 5th until like that orange cone.
Okay.
So that was part of the problem too, is like you shifted, and I knew right away. As soon as you shifted 5th and then continued the throttle, I was like, oh, here we go. He's gonna freaking send this thing. The point of 5th gear is so that like you can like mellow throttle out.
Okay.
I know that it's a 125, so you feel like you wanna scream it all the time, but the easiest way to clear this consistently is not screaming the bike. It's gonna be to just mellow throttle in 5th gear.
Okay.
So you should be shifting 5th before you get to those 3 rollers.
Okay.
You should be in 4th by the time you jump like in the air off the first jump thingy, and then hit the next ski jump up to 5th. That way 3 rollers, you're already in 5th. You can just get set up. There's no more shifting you have to worry about. It'll also make the rollers easier in 5th gear, way easier. And now just go slower.
Okay.
That was worst case scenario.
I hope you got that. You got that? All right.
I didn't even react. I was so scared. I just stood here like this. And so that's what's interesting though, is like you could tell he's timid about not being wide open. It's like he doesn't know how to ride that bike not wide open, almost. That is a negative to riding 125 two-strokes, is usually you have to wring them out, and you can get used to that, and then you end up lacking throttle control. Yeah, good job. So I could tell you're a little timid about like the mid throttle. Like you didn't, the second to last one, the second to last one, you didn't know what to do. You were like in this weird in between, like mid throttle, and it was like crackling as you went off the takeoff. The last one, you just came in faster and then just coasted the takeoff. Right? Did you make that decision consciously, or did you not mean to do that?
I didn't really mean to do that, to be honest.
But that was perfect. And that's the point of 5th. Coming hot, the rollers were perfect in 5th gear. If you need the coast takeoff, great. You went way long, you went way short, then you cleared it perfect. 3rd time's the charm. Yeah. Now the next step of progression is you landed and you double downshifted once you landed. So now if we can get you comfortable after a couple passes, I'd love to see a double downshift in the air.
Okay.
But wait to get the double downshift until you know you're gonna downside it correctly.
Okay.
Right? If you're gonna case it or go long, you wanna be in the taller gear because you want that power to pull you. But it'd be cool to now piece it together, see if we can get the double downshift and then make the inside. And the reason I'm sort of expediting this lesson is because Griff has done enough classes with, how many has he done? I feel like even more than that. he's been around enough to where I'm very confident in his attack position, his jumping, all of it. A little premature on the downshift because I knew right away once he took off he was going to case it. And you always want to delay that brake tap or delay those downshifts just until you're at the arc, the height of your jump, so that way you know, am I going long, am I going short, what trajectory, like how is my bike shooting? If you do it too quickly, you don't know yet. Well,
Feel better actually.
I think you're looking great.
Thank you.
Fifth gear is absolutely the ticket, and you should be fifth gear on this bike a lot more than what you think you should be.
Okay.
You should be fifth gear in that long straightaway, this long straightaway, absolutely the long straightaway in the back. The one coming back this way even should be fifth gear. Mm-hmm. All of that, because I don't know if it feels slow or if it just feels different and weird.
Yeah.
But it looks and sounds so much better as opposed to just screaming fourth for no reason.
Okay.
And then it's just a matter of you getting comfortable. This is a jump where you should be coasting jump face. And I think you're trying to come in just fast enough to where you're trying to like maintain a little bit of that crackling throttle going up, right?
Yeah.
You'd be better off just like the one time you cleared it perfect, which was you went hard throttle and then you actually coasted jump face.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna call it a day?
Probably.
I'd say so.
After that overshoot.
After the overshoots to the cojones?
Oh yeah.
Nicely done. Okay. Private lesson. YouTube edition. Have you done one of these for us on YouTube before? Private lesson?
No, this is my first private lesson.
Wow. Okay. We did it.
I was here like for a private
We
lesson.
didn't, and we kept them alive. I thought that was gonna be our first private lesson death.
Yeah.
Okay, private lesson. We did it. Thanks, bro. Doodle.